as most of us know by now, Edge versus Randy Orton fought in a last man standing match at WrestleMania 36. But as the match happened, we all know how we felt about it. But going into it, we were so hyped. They were putting on good promo work, actually great promo work. But again, as the match happened, people had a lot of mixed feelings about it. Some liked it, some disliked it, hated it, criticized it, roasted it, what have you. I was more in the middle of it. I liked the story they were telling. Edge finally shook off that ring rust somewhat, and then Randy Orton did well as the heel in that match. But my biggest problem with that match was the repetitive spots and the length of that match at 36 minutes. It was too long. It was way too long for that match. They could have cut it down just a little bit so they could tell the compelling story that they had. But those are my opinions on that match. I already said what I said in my reviews for WrestleMania 36. But anyway, that's not what I'm here to talk about. What I'm here to talk about is Edge versus Randy Orton having a match again at WrestleMania 36 and the marketing behind it. But before we get into that, let's delve into some background on why this match is exactly happening. And yeah, they were promoting Edge versus Randy Orton actually 6 days before Money in the Bank, the Raw before Money in the Bank. So we get this random promo that Edge and Randy Orton are on a collision course the following Monday on Raw. And I thought, wait, is this like a random like trailer, or is this a random is this a mistake, or is this like something actually happening? I don't know. I thought this feud was over and done with after Edge beat Randy Orton in the way that he did at WrestleMania. But turns out on Monday's Raw the following week that Edge and Randy Orton were actually there, and Randy Orton challenged him to another match at Backlash. But instead of a stipulation match, Orton challenged Edge to a one-on-one traditional wrestling match. Why did he challenge him to a match? Well, in storyline, Edge, as claimed by Orton, was the better man that night, but Orton thought that he wasn't the better wrestler, so he wasn't the better wrestler that night, per Edge. And that's why Orton wanted to challenge him to a match at Backlash, a one-on-one wrestling match, a rules match, so countouts, disqualifications are there, and you can only win by pinfall or submission on all that good stuff. So I thought this was kind of unnecessary, but then again, it's like there's a story to be, at least some kind of story to be told. It's like Edge hasn't wrestled an actual wrestling match in 9 years, so they can play off that story, and it continues to help Edge shake off the ring rust. So there's some kind of story that can be told here. That's not my problem with this match. I do think that I still think it's unnecessary that they're gonna have another match at Backlash, but I do think there is at least some kind of story that can be told here. My biggest problem with this match, though, is how they're promoting it. It's how they're marketing it. I trust Edge and Orton to hype this match with their promos, because they are sure good hell of promo men, as evidenced through their build at WrestleMania, before WrestleMania, and through their promos on this week's Raw and last week's Raw. But the thing is, WWE is promoting this like very oddly. And if you watched last week's Raw, the Raw after Money in the Bank, it was the closing segment where Orton challenged Edge to this wrestling match at Backlash. And Charlie Caruso had this interesting comment that would become the tagline for this match, and she said this:
if this does happen, it may just be the greatest wrestling match ever.
Charlie Caruso says that this would be the greatest wrestling match ever between Edge and Randy Orton. So we're just gonna forget Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 25. We're gonna forget Bret Hart versus Steve Austin at WrestleMania 13. We're gonna forget Rock versus Austin at WrestleMania 17, 19, and hell, you can even put 15 there. Their trilogy. We're even gonna forget John Cena versus CM Punk at Money in the Bank. Good lord. WWE has bad memory, I suppose. So, this was a very odd marketing tool for WWE. It's like, I don't blame Charlie Caruso at all. For saying this. It was all on the creative team. It was all on Vince and whoever came up with this marketing tagline. They should go. It's because this is a slap to the face to all the GOAT matches that preceded this. They already started marketing this match on social media, and we got this quote unquote great image on WWE.com that's now on social media, obviously, for Edge and Orton's match at Backlash, the greatest wrestling match ever. Yeah, I don't think so. But then again, I mean, it's not going to be the greatest wrestling match ever, but it could be one of the great matches because Edge and Orton can work a great match. But I think that it's going to take some time, because there is at least one question that I have in mind. How is Edge going to be? Is Edge going to shake off that ring rust, like the real ring rust? He hasn't wrestled a match, a real wrestling match in 9 years. He did that last man standing match. He got that ring awareness somewhat back in his veins, in that last man standing match, but he hasn't wrestled a pure one-on-one rules wrestling match, in 9 years. So his last wrestling match was against Alberto Del Rio for the World Heavyweight title at WrestleMania 27. Yeah, that was such a long time ago. So we're going to see if this is going to be an interesting match. Again, it's not going to be the greatest wrestling match ever, but it'll be something. Whether it's great, whether it's good, whether it's the worst, whether it's one of the worst. But I have some faith that Edge and Orton could put on a compelling story, a compelling match. But the marketing is just all over the place in this one. I don't know why WWE has been marketing it as if it's gonna be the best all-time greatest wrestling match in the history of professional wrestling. Yeah. Oh, great. Oh, man. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think about Edge versus Orton at Backlash being labeled as the greatest wrestling match ever? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you're not already, turn on notifications, and if you want to, follow me on social media. I'm at DylanLasagna. And as always be delicious, and I will see you all next time. Take care, everyone.